Alright, lads, so in less than 12 hours time, we are going to be getting our next banner released in Brave Souls, a new 1000-year global version of NEMU, NANAO, and also YACHIRU. The banner itself will be available tomorrow, lasting all the way until the 15th. Some important dates to know while this banner is out is that the point turn itself is leaving on the 18th. So that is when our next banner is going to start. So that means the announcement itself for the next banner, by the way, should technically be happening the day this banner does leave on the 15th. But because that is a Saturday, there is a pretty good chance that the next banner is going to get announced on the 14th. So you could potentially wait till the final day to see what mid-month is going to be before deciding to summon for NEMU, NANAO, and also YACHIRU. But in a way, you don't entirely need to do that because we do know the designs already. One of them is going to be a Spirit Society character, clearly a male, and the other one is going to be a female-oriented society character. You can see their silhouettes here. It has already been teased, and we will get confirmation on the 3rd when they do reveal them at the Brave Souls Festival, so we will know exactly who the characters are going to be, and maybe what the designs will entail based on character description for those that attend the event. They won't be officially revealed online, but we will have confirmation of who the characters are in case you do want to summon for them, so keep that in mind while this banner is out. But let's have a closer look at the characters themselves. First up, we have NEMU. Now, NEMU is going to be a really good speed character, especially when up against holo enemies, as she does have a Holo Killer Plus ability. The character's damage output is relatively high, not as high as we have seen in the past, due to the fact that she does have Guild Quest skills, but for the most part, she has Frenzy Plus 2, a 70% strong attack damage increase with a pretty high Devastation Soul Bomb damage increase, and upon inflicting a stat summon, which she does have an increased chance to do so against holo enemies, she will then get an 80% spiritual pressure boost. That in itself is good enough, but in Guild Quest content, it does get higher, as she does then pick up Frenzy Plus 3, more killer effect, and also more melee damage. Now, when this character is used in a team of Soripers, it also does further increase the damage output, 10% strong attack damage per Soriper. So in epic grade content, that can go up to 60%, in Guild Quest content, that can go up to 30%, and in co-op content, that can go up to 40%. So that in of itself is a respectable damage output that can be further increased through the character's EX move, as it is one of the best EX moves in the game, very similar to 9th Anniversary Kenpachi. Upon using it for 10 seconds, it will increase her spiritual pressure boost by 50% for 10 seconds. It's lower compared to an anniversary and end of year character where they usually have it at 100%, but even at 50%, it's still a really good EX move and better than most EX moves in the game, so it's really not a bad thing that she has it, even at 50%. Overall, Nemu's strong attack damage is going to be really good, even outside of Guild Quest content, especially when you consider the strong attacks that she does have too. She has a really good kit, very similar to Raijin Senki Yoruichi that came out last month. Her strong attack 1 and 2 are lunge attacks, which play very well into each other. Her strong attack 2 in particular is a superior strong attack, so it does deal more damage than usual, and then of course the strong attack 3 is a full screen. And in my opinion, one of the best parts about NEMU is the stat azimuths that she does have, as she can inflict lacerate. This means that upon inflicting stat azimuths in Guild Quest content, the enemies stop attacking you, and in for Limit Breaker content, it's going to add millions of damage through damage over time, on top of the damage that she's already doing as is, which is going to make it a really good character whenever there are holo enemies in Limit Breaker content. So despite the fact that she only has Frenzy Plus 3 in Guild Quest, her damage output's not going to be an issue, especially when you consider bonus abilities. Because she has Lacerate, you can give her 40% more damage. So overall, NEMU is a very powerful character, especially for those that are fans of NEMU and have been waiting for this character to be remade since 2020. Easily one of the best speed characters in the game, and should be a lot of fun to play with if you do summon her. But next up, we have NANAO, a really impressive normal attack damage character that is really pushing how great and potentially fun normal attack damage characters can be. So if we have a look at the character's damage output, she does come with 4 plus 2 and pretty much a 100% normal attack damage increase. That in itself is really high, but it gets further increased thanks to the fact that she does have a gauge effect. Once the gauge is full, which she will have an easy time fulfilling because she does have the start gauge ability and also gauge rampage. So every time she kills an enemy, it will increase the gauge even more, making it very easy to fill up. Once the gauge is full though, she then picks up an additional Flurry plus 1 and additional 100% Bruiser, making her easily one of the hardest hitting characters in the entire game in the normal attack damage character archetype. That, combined with the fact that she is a ranged character with long reach, is going to be really good. But that's not all, because this character also does come with some really good team support. So if you are using it in co-op content, she is supporting her allies, or if you decide to use it in Guild Quest, she's also further supporting her allies. For starters, she does have a team party buff to any Soriper, increasing their damage by 30% to any enemy that is inflicted by a status element. That's going to be really good in the Guild Quest that she wants to be used in, the ranged Soriper Guild Quest, because it does buff a character like Yoruichi, who in my opinion opinion, kind of needs it. Alongside that, she's also increasing their soul bomb damage by 20%. And then for the first time ever, NANAO is introducing a new mechanic called the aura effect, where if you are using this character in the team, everyone's going to have an aura around the screen, in this case reflecting her God-slaying blade, and it's going to increase their spiritual pressure by 30%. Now, this can be even crazier. We have to wait and see when this character does release tomorrow. But if this is multiplicative and increases their overall SP after accessories and, links are involved, that's going to be really good. That's most likely going to be the case, so this 30% SP boost just for having it in the team alongside the other effects that she does have is going to be really strong. So NANAO is easily one of the best no attack damage characters in the game, and she also has some extra support effects like a Team Heal SA1, the first of its kind, and also a Barrier SA3. Keeping them protected, keeping out full stamina, so she can get the most out of her damage output. She's easily one of the best characters released this year in my opinion, which is kind of crazy to say as she is a normal attack damage character where they're not really supposed to be this good. If you are someone that likes normal attack damage characters, NANAO is easily going to be one of your favorite character releases this year. And then lastly we have Yachiru, another normal attack damage character, this one more so designed for guild quest content, the range as Spider guild quests, but by no means is restricted to that game mode thanks to the fact that she does have Flurry plus 2, and a 95% normal attack damage increase everywhere. In Guild Quest content though, she does actually get Flurry plus 3. For content like Guild Quest though, keep in mind she is a supporting unit, so her SA2 can boost and heal. Her SA3 can also boost, providing a massive stat boost to her entire team and herself. Furthermore, she also does have a team boost that is boosting her character's damage output by 30% once they do inflict an enemy with a stat ailment. This is really good, especially for the go-to lead in this Guild Quest phase, that is Aaroniero, a heart character. This will also be good in co-op content whenever you are paired with heart characters, because you can definitely get a lot of use out of this character in co-op content like Path to Unity and also Epic Raid content. One skill that I think is underappreciated but very nice to see return is the follow-up skill. What this does mean is that when the enemy is knocked down on the floor, Yachiru with this skill can actually hit them and never waste time waiting for the enemy to get back up. It's a small skill, but definitely a really good one. Personally, I would like all normal attack damage characters to have the follow-up skill. So Yachiru is quite simple. A normal attack damage character, if you use it in range of Sparta Guild Quest, you're going to be doing very, very good damage, especially for a character like Aaroniero, as she does buff him by quite a bit. So that's it for the three main characters. Now let's have a look at the other characters. So Basby is his first time returning as a filler in a new banner, so you might be missing him. I know personally I am. But this character is pretty much designed for the immediate Sniper Guild Quest. So with that in mind, the character itself does deal more damage, in this case Frenzy plus 3, an 80% spiritual pressure boost upon inflicting stat ailments, which in this case he has an increased chance to inflict burn against Soripers. And then on top of that, he also does deal 80% more damage to burning enemies. His strong attack kit is actually really good, especially with the increased stat ailment chance, and also the fact that he does have a trap strong attack 3, which plants a puddle on the floor, and any enemy that walks into it is very likely to be burned. Right now, he's paired with Magic Society Giselle as one of the best leads for the Melee Sniper Guild Quest, especially when paired with Grammy, the Christmas version, and even the 9th anniversary Grammy. Overall, decent character, first time featured for the most part, and a good lead for the Melee Sniper Guild Quest. Speaking of Sniper, we also do have Giselle, once more first time featured as a filler. Giselle is a really good technique character, especially when up against Snipers. The reason for that is because she does have an increased stat ailment chance to inflict Dominates. Now, Dominate is a stat ailment that turns the enemies into allies, so they can't hit you when they are inflicted with this stat ailment, but they also damage themselves and their teammates. So this is really good in Guild Quest content as it does stop the enemies from hitting you, but in Limit Breaker, it allows the character to deal millions of damage to themselves, especially in the later Limit Breaker stages, meaning that when this character isn't entirely ideal to be used in Limit Breaker, you can kind of cheese the quest, the more difficult stages, just from the status ailment alone. Granted, Giselle has released over a year ago, but she still has a good damage output, Frenzy plus 2, 100% more damage to dominated enemies, on top of that 30% more damage that she can give to technique characters. She has a good strong attack damage increase and an 80% SP boost. Right now, she's equally as good as Yoruichi for the ranged Sniper Guild Quest, especially now that she might be more available. Just an overall really good, strong character to make this banner a lot better in terms of filler value. And then we also then have Saruchi, a ranged normal attack damage character for the ranged Squad 0 Guild Quest. Not really much to say about her, she is just a simple normal attack damage character. Unfortunately, unlike Yachiru and NANAO, not nearly as good outside of Guild Quest as she only has Flurry plus 1. Kiryu is quite a bad character, truth be told. There isn't really anything amazing about her. Bad strong attacks, not really good in Guild Quest content. really just there as a collector character, especially if you are missing her. I know me personally, I am. Esnot is just an okay unit. The problem with him is that he's quite a slow character. Does have a good damage output, 20 plus 2, 80% SP boost, more damage to slow and also weakened enemies. But his kit doesn't really make for enjoyable and fast gameplay. Rook is actually a really fun character, still one of my favorite character releases of all time, especially as it is a canon but also what if unit where Rook has mastered her Bankai and you get to reflect that in the gameplay with the transform effects. She's a really old character, but at the same time, if you are missing her, she can be quite a bit of fun despite being at this point 5 years old. Other than that though, she's not great by any means, just a fun character to play with, even after resurrecting. But because she does resurrect, you do get more orbs. NANAO really doesn't have much going for her. Pretty much just a really good link for any hot, strong attack damage character. Basby, also just a resurrectable unit. Same goes for Candice. These characters are quite old. The only thing they really offer is maybe decent soul traits and more orbs. Maybe you don't have them. If you're new, these characters might be new, but if you've been playing for some time now, you likely have these very old fillers. So unfortunately, the filler pool doesn't do this banner any favors. There's really 6 good characters to pull for here, and 6 mediocre characters to a certain extent. You have NEMU, NANAO YACHIRU, Basby, Giselle, and Osaruchi. They're the good characters in this banner, but then you also have, again, these mid characters and bad characters for the most part. So with that in mind, it's definitely not a must summon by any means, but it's definitely a good banner to summon on if you are missing a lot of these characters, if you do want them. Shouldn't hurt you to do maybe 5 to 10 steps, depending on your current orb count. Because like already mentioned, we are going to be mentioning it a lot at this point leading up to the end of the year. We have a lot of banners coming our way, a lot of big banners. The end of year banner being the biggest. And you want to make sure you have also that. Especially if you are a fan of canon Blood War units, because likely wherever the character choicing is going to be, it's going to be one of the biggest moments from Bleach, whether that's Core 2 or Core 3. Right now, the assumption and hope is that it's Bankai Shinsui. So if you remotely care about Bankai Shinsui, even though it's not guaranteed to happen, you're going to want to make sure you have also that, just in case it does happen, because it seems potentially likely. But at the same time, it could be Yuha Bak, it could be Ichibei, it could be Bankai Yama, we never know. But it's definitely going to be a big names unit, and also really powerful characters. More powerful than these 3 characters here, but in different roles and attributes, so they're not really competing against each other. So ultimately, whether you want to summon comes down to you. Me personally, I'm a big fan of all 3 units. I do want to get them, but I might be limiting myself to, which for me might be around 3,000 orbs. We'll have to wait and see how this does go. But I will be live tomorrow when this banner does go up summoning, so feel free to join the chat, summon with me, and hopefully we can have some good luck together. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your summon plan in the comments below. Good luck, and I see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.